good win for our team today. I mean, obviously we have great respect for Coach Sutton and Oral Roberts. I mean, they're a terrific program. I mean, he's the winningest coach in the history of Oral Roberts. They've got good players. It was a good win for us. I thought it was a good team win. We did some good things defensively. And, I think Warren Niles is a big-time player, and for us to be able to do the job that we did on him, Jaron Johnson, Chris Crawford guarded him, Joe Jackson guarded him. Those three guys did an excellent job. We did a good job on the glass. We had a +5. They're a good rebounding team, so to have a +5 was good. And we played really well, really well. Everyone contributed. I played 10 guys, and everyone gave us good minutes.
Can you just talk about the decision to start Jaron and put him on now?
Yeah, I think starting is overrated, and so I think we have a multitude of guys that can start, and but I went with Jaron to start. I thought maybe Chris coming off the bench would help Chris, just take a little pressure off of him to kind of get his mojo back. And between Chris Crawford, Antonio Barton, and Joe Jackson, they had 13 assists and 3 turnovers, which is a good stat. And so Jaron was really good defensively. I mean, there's no question about that. He's a big time defender, and did some great things defensively. And you might, if you just someone at the naked eye looks at the box score and says, well, he didn't, might not have had a good game because you look at his offensive, he's only 2 of 5. But anyone that watched the game would say he was a stud because of what he was defensively. And I'm telling you, Warren Niles is a pro prospect. So for Jaron to do that, that's some pretty good defense. And as well also Chris Crawford and Joe Jackson guarded him as well too.
Josh, on the subject of defense, and you mentioned the reasons why it was such a good defensive performance with what you did against Niles, with Steffens getting the rebounds, 14 of them in the block shots. Was this the best defensive effort of the season?
Well, I mean, it's sure darn near close to it if it's not the best. I mean, to hold a team under 40% and 0% from 3 is not easy to do. So that's a positive, defensively. Since we've been back, that's been a point of emphasis. Obviously, is one of our things is just getting back to the basics defensively. So, that's a good win, and Oral Roberts is going to end up winning their league and be an NC2A tournament team. So, that's a good win for us.
Coach Damon said he came back from the break a different guy. Did you notice that in practice? Yeah,
Jamie. There's no doubt the reason Damian earned some minutes because he's been a monster in practice. And I had no choice but to play him because he's earned it. He's been a monster in practice. He's been one of our better guys in practice. And he came and gave us a great spark. So Damian's a guy that can change the game like DJ Steffens can in a different way, just by energy. He should be a great energy giver at all times. And I think, I said this about Damian Wilson. I said he was going to struggle when he got here because he missed the summer. And he didn't understand about how hard he was going to work. And, he says, Coach, I'm working out. Come on, man, you're not working out in the summer. You're with your buddy in the gym shooting 200 shots in 3 hours and talking about what, your girlfriends, what you're doing at night. It's not working. I think when he got here, I knew the transition was going to take some time. And I just think through time, there's been some ups and downs. But I think when he went home, he realized, okay, I got to lock in. I got to bring it. Like, this isn't high school. This isn't like, biddy ball where I can just whatever. So I think his mentality changed, and he was a monster in practice the last couple of days, and he earned time. And the key now is for him to continue to do that because he's very, very talented. There's no question on his abilities.
Looks like you played 10 guys tonight, Coach. Usually you're a 7 to 8 man guy. I'll just talk about
Yeah, we got in a little foul trouble. Tark Black, by the way, did not play due to the groin injury. Dr. Phillips told me that. You could play him if you was an emergency, but the safer way is not to play him because you could end up injuring his groin with further damage. And so obviously we want to be cautionary and make sure that we didn't do that. So that's why he didn't play. And will he be able to go Sunday? I don't know. I doubt he'll be able to practice tomorrow, so it'll probably be to be determined for Sunday. But yeah, we played 10 guys. I mean, I thought guys like Farrakhan Hall had good practice. He deserved some time. I thought Stan Simpson had a good week of practice. He deserved some time. And those guys got in and gave us good minutes. And so I played 10 guys, and I thought everyone came in and contributed.
Coach, Chris only took 2 shots tonight. Had a good game otherwise. At the end, it may seem like a little thing. He got a pass from Antonio layup. Do you think it's good for him to at least see the ball go in the basket?
No question. Just a little confidence for Chris to get that going, and he just needs a little confidence on that. Chris has done a lot of good stuff that's not always been in the stat sheet. Like I said, he did a really good job defensively tonight. He leads Conference USA in steals. He's 3rd in Conference USA in assist to turnover ratio. So, Chris it's going to all fall for Chris. There's no doubt about it. Adonis Thomas, again, you might look at his stat line and say, he didn't have a good game. He did some good things defensively that doesn't catch up in the naked eye or in the box score because we had to play him at the 5 at times. And he was battling, fronting. He was hard-nosed, and he did some good things. I mean, sometimes he didn't get the rebound, but he just did a good job of boxing guys out. And, again, Joe Jackson, 5 assists, no turnovers is a great stat too.
How much of the Bell Holter game, the game that he had, was you guys are so focused on Niles, and how much of it was help defense?
Well, Damon's a good player. I mean, he's a good player. He's got good skill. I mean, I remember in high school watching him when I was at Arizona, so I known about Damon. He's a solid player, and he's got good skill around the basket. He's an excellent offensive rebounder. But so he had a good game, and you got to give him credit. He played well. And we did a good job on Warren Niles. Our guys did a really good job defensively on Warren Niles, and you're not going to hold anyone scoreless. It's just not going to happen.
Josh, when teams are scouting you, and then once they actually play you, who's the one guy that they would say we couldn't plan for that?
Well, you know what? One thing, Jamie, I like about our team is I think we have pretty good balanced scoring. I mean, look, Antonio Barton today is a leading scorer. I think we're pretty balanced. Again, we had 17 assists on 26 made field goals. We shot over 50%. The thing I think I've been proud of with our team through my time here, we've been pretty balanced, and we've done a good job. Yeah, there's been a guy like an Elliott Williams or Will Barton who's maybe had better numbers than everybody else on the team, but we've also tried to do some things to allow those guys to get a little more shots. I think with our personnel, we keep it as my motto is, the open man's the go-to man, continue to make the extra pass. And like I said, through my time here, we've done a pretty good job playing unselfish basketball.
Josh, I know in practice you were working on doing simple things, simple pass, don't get crazy with the alley-oops. And
that's why I told Antonio at the very end there, he threw that alley-oop to Joe Jackson. Otherwise, he would not have had that turnover.
Right. And offensively, you just saw the patience that they had. They made the smart pass, found the open guy. There was a little run there in the second half. You threw a couple of turnovers in a row, but for the most part, it was good patience on offense, and you worked on that.
Yeah, no, we that's our whole thing is keep it simple. We don't need to hit home runs. We need to hit singles. Just make the two-handed, pass, two-handed catch. Just make sure everything's done with simplicity and go from there.
You guys had some stretches, obviously, where you played real well against Louisville. Well tonight, or Earl Roberts is a lot more athletic than Lipscomb. Is that coincidence, or is there something to be drawn from that the more athletic the opponent, maybe the better some of the guys like it?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Lipscomb game, I don't put too much. I mean, that wasn't an indicator of our team. That was just we won the game, but we just didn't play real well. As I've said, that's a clunker. You're going to have 1 to 3 games a year where you're just awful games, but you got to find ways to win the game. So I don't. It's not about the athleticism. It's just that we've gotten better. We're a better team than we were in the Bahamas. We've improved and we've gotten better, and we are a totally different team than we were early season. And that's our job is to be better and to improve, and we've done that.
Coach, Shaq fouled out again tonight. Is that something that's becoming a little bit alarming? I know it's something some people get into a rut, and I know Tarek's been plagued with that. Is that something you guys are concerned about?
Yeah, Shaq's he's got to do his work early. And, he missed a couple short bunnies right there. But he played hard. He was active. But, yeah, we don't need him fouling out. But part of that is he's got to do his work early and not allow, the fouls to happen that he can prevent. And, again, as I always talk to him, do your work early.
Coach, Sunday versus Loyola, what can you tell us about them?
Yeah, Loyola from Maryland's a good team, well coached. They're an NCAA tournament team. They play hard. He's a Gary Williams disciple, so they're going to run a lot of that flex. Obviously, I haven't watched a lot of film because my focus has been on Oral Roberts, but I'll watch them tonight and through tomorrow. But we know they're going they're a very good basketball team. They play hard, and they're a talented team. So we know we'll have to be ready, get a good night's rest tonight, be ready to go tomorrow, and have great preparation for Sunday.